Welcome to part 2 of Grandpa's Garden. Thank you for coming with us again on this little journey through our garden. Last time we took the whole of the eastern side. Now we're going to go along and go down the western side. Here we have along the top of the garden a number of laurier and also a rather nice jasmine, which of course is not flowering this time of year. My favourite bit of this garden, however, if the camera can take it, is the lovely long line of honeysuckle, which smells absolutely glorious. You'll see that it's just gone past its prime now. The flowers are just starting to wilt because we're in the middle of a very hot spell here in Spain. The temperatures have been up to 40 for the last 5-6 days. There's been no sign of any stopping of that, and it looks as though we're going to have it for the foreseeable future. And obviously the big plants don't really like it, which is back to what I was saying before, where I have to do watering every other day. I'm sorry about the screams in the background. That's in the rental house down the back where holiday season is in full swing. So that's the back of the garden, and now let me just show you the wonderful olive tree here. Isn't it beautiful? We've had to keep cutting it back, but this has been here for a long time. Those of you who were taking note may remember that the first Grandpa's Garden started with a very small olive tree which I had planted myself. This one, of course, is an olive tree which has been here for a very, very long time. Okay, let's now work our way down this side of the garden. And after the foliage, for want of a better word, that I'm showing you here, the first and most interesting part here is this magnificent fig tree. Some of you may not be familiar with fig trees, but here you can see we have beautiful fruit coming through to ripeness, and probably the most surprising thing about a fig tree, which most people don't know, is that it produces 2 crops of fruit a year. The first one comes in the early mid-spring, and the second in the late summer, early autumn. This again was a very small tree when I started, but it loves it here. It loves the sun, it loves the temperature, and with a little bit of watering it goes on forever. And in fact, if I have a problem with my underpants, I can always put a fig leaf there. Ho 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 ho! I'm sorry about that. Moving down from the magnificent fig tree, we come to a less magnificent but nevertheless surviving pear tree. How do I know it's a pear tree? Because it's got pears on it. Quite a few pears actually. Not as many as we might like, but then again it's a tree which is not ideal for this climate. It's a little bit too hot for it. So working our way down, I now come to one of my favourite bits of the garden. It is my beautiful expansive lawn, something which you might expect to see at Wimbledon or possibly in a royal palace. On the other hand, possibly not. Because the temperature here and the climate here is so hot and dry, unlike my neighbours, I've given up on the idea of having real grass, and so we have this stretch of grass here, which is artificial, and leads down to the swimming pool, and the other stretch of grass over there, which, if you recall, we talked about in the last episode. Okay, just a little bit more to do now. I want to just come back to my last 2 plants here, one of which is good news, the other of which is bad news. This, I don't think you can see, oh yes, here we are. This is an almond tree. Again, it started very small, it's grown really well, and last year we had a super crop on it. And we're going to finish our trip at probably the sorriest site in our garden. This apple tree has been here for 4 years now, but seems for some reason unknown to me to attract ants and lots of other creatures. And as you can see, the poor thing is really in a bad way, and we've never been able to make it any better. Despite that, we actually have 2 apples on the tree, so that can't be bad, can it? There you have it. The other plants here are just lauriers and similar plants of the region, and that pretty much is my garden. Many people ask me, where do I get my inspiration from? Is it perhaps Lemaitre, who created all those wonderful formal French gardens? No. Is it Capability Brown, who built those glorious, much less formal gardens in England? No, the answer is, my inspiration comes from Rambling Sid Rumpole, and I remember the very first thing he said to me: the answer lies in the soil. Thank you for being with us, and goodbye.
Comes the sun, here comes the sun, I say it's alright.
Hello again. Just to say that if you liked my video, please give a like. And if you'd like to, please subscribe for more. Thank you.